Who's ready? Who's ready for some? We're on top of the mountain. Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine. Sun hasn't come up yet. I'm up early. Got my morning motivation time. You see the jungle come alive. Rise and shine. This morning motivation time. I'm Mark Saint. Every morning I get up and I'm blessed to be alive. This morning is no different. Let's clean off this lens here. And let's get into it, shall we? Shall we? Morning motivation, Saints addiction. I'm Mark Saint. Every morning I get up and I'm blessed to be alive. Today's no different. From the lovely island of Thailand. And I'm starting the morning motivation and I'm saying, get over it. Just like my best friend day one, Mr. Moore just told me, get over it. Yep, build a bridge and get over it. It's in the past. You can't change it. Reverted my brain. Hey, I wanted to talk about drama. He's like, don't go backwards. He's like, what have I told you about mind control? You know, the twisted little parts. Oh, you want to date my ex-roommate Hamilton? By all means. Date the loser that was weak, that didn't want to stick up for anything, that didn't have the balls to holler at you or fuck you that night. You're going to be mad at me because we hooked up at a festival and it didn't work out. You shouldn't come home after a festival crying with the new guy, dude. It's not really balanced for people and it scares them. It scared me that you were crying. I had no idea who you were. I thought we were just going to have some sex and have some fun and maybe get a ride with you. But my mom went all the way down to the One Love Festival to come pick me up. She was asking for Marky Saint while I went home with you, when I could have gone home with my mom and stayed safe and skipped the whole bullshit of having a baby killed right in front of me, rushing all the way to San Francisco to make sure that you don't commit an abortion, which you had already did. Going into the toilet after you and looking at blood, or your parents wanting to kick me out after the abortion. You know, like there's so many bad things that happen. It's not even funny that I took on the chin that I had to get over. You know, I need to smoke on this one. Yep, that's right. I'm up at 8:30 in the morning talking about abortions because it's on my mind. It's taken me 2-3 years to get over it. I'm still not over it. It'll probably always bug me. It's easier for someone that isn't close to it, you know, to say something like get over it. It takes a whole bunch of climbing to get over a mountain. It takes a lot of internal work that I wasn't prepared to do. And with my ex still fucking coming after me after she killed my child, it goes to show you who had the temper. It goes to show you who stopped themselves from, like, bitch, get out of the fucking car, to a chick that's trying to drive me nuts, and I gotta get over it. You know what I mean? I'm the one that has to stop thinking about her, move forward, and do something with my life. So meanwhile, I'm making love every day, having sex with beautiful women around the world. They're wearing my clothing, making my logos look good. And I'm smoking really good weed and I got really good friends here. That's what started to happen, okay? I'm eating eggs Benedict in the morning, okay? I'm playing Frisbee and started Frisbee Addicts, okay? I made a dream. And yeah, I still owe money, right? Get over it. You think I'm the only one that owes money? I know a lot of people that just owe money and have no plan on paying back, no forms of income, didn't set up over seven. You're alive. There we go. And if you're the only one that, why am I still reconnecting? I don't know. Maybe because it doesn't want to get the live, but you know, you have to build the bridge and get over the shit that you're trying to climb across. You know, and you have to vent that bridge. You're gonna have to build it. Some of this drama river, and there's always be a drama river. You know, something that's gonna be just so much stress and reliving it and going backwards. And that's something that my friend wouldn't let me this morning. He's like, man, you didn't call me to talk about that. How am I doing? How are you doing? What's going on with you? What's going on with the fam bam? No, I don't want to talk about your ex. No, I don't want to go backwards. And let that shit go, bro. Let go and go with the flow. And that's what I've been doing. I've been in super flow mode. And then all of a sudden I had girl drama and I was just like, what the fuck happened? It didn't work out. It didn't work out. I didn't want to be with a single mom with two kids who didn't have the rights to her own kids. so abusive that the own court was like, yo, you don't even get your own children. And her son was small, maybe at 2 or 3 years old at that time. That killed her inside. She made her own decisions, kind of like going onto my fucking YouTube live and making fucking side comments when I never talked to her in 2 3 years, bro. Since 2 3 years ago when I had to make this journey and go on a suicide run and run up my cards and she wants to talk about my debt, I was running away from suicide. You know what I mean? Like, I was living before I died. And trust me, I didn't want to be alive. Maybe she would have been happy if I took my life. Not only my child's life, but she would have killed 2 generations of St. Arnaud's. One woman would have had 2 murders. I don't know what you call it. At 24, 26 weeks, and you murdered a baby. You had a baby ripped out of you, literally, limb by limb. You killed your own child, and the only way you can continue to live is by blaming me, saying, well, you fucked some other girl. We broke up. You sat on the couch, said you didn't want to have that child no more. I figured you already got the abortion. I didn't even think you even loved me. And I only slept with that girl once. And I had no idea she was going to be there for me to have sex with this one girl. It wasn't random. I met her the season before I even met you. Okay? You know what I mean? Like, and we had a thing. We were talking back and forth, and I thought maybe this was an opportunity for love since you left me. And she was a horrible person. She was completely conceited, fake tits, fake personality, 16 different fucking vitamins. Like, she was obnoxious. It was all vanity with that girl. And I wish I never did. I blame myself to go to Finland with Hamilton. I blame myself for grabbing on you in San Francisco. I blame myself for sleeping with that girl. There's a lot of things I did wrong by you, but I had to let that shit go. I had to learn from it. I had to learn from my temper. I had to learn a lesson from losing my child. And I didn't want it to happen ever again. And it did. It happened again. You depend on these girls. I've already had 2 abortions. Well, she had abortion number 3. You want to get over some things? Let's talk about the mental fortitude it takes to not take on this chick shit, take on all this drama and anger from somebody I've never talked to in 3 years. Never saw good. Killed my baby, kicked me out of their apartment, and I had to spend $100 a night in an Airbnb to stay in San Francisco while I died inside. I died inside, bro. I traveled all of Northern America just because I was dying inside. I went from Las Vegas all the way to Minnesota in my car, bro. And so it was a fucking pretty scary shit to go all the way up in Yellowstone and Fargo, North Dakota. I already died. You can't kill me anymore. Like, I literally tried to kill myself. Well, not try, but I thought about it. I said, this is a place where people go to die. Fargo, North Dakota, little old camping Airbnb, one of those hunting lodges. I was like, oh no. And there they would have found my body. Shotgun head blown off, beard chunks all over the place. I saw myself die. And I also saw myself waste my talent. I also saw myself waste all the hard work I put in before I met you. Years, my friend calling me saying, 15 years you've been grinding, bro. 15 years you've been hustling. I'm up before the sunrise, bro. And I could be chilling. No one could stop me if I wanted to sleep into 2 p.m. I could. I could have gone right back to bed, but I was like, let's get this morning motivation done, bro. Go to bed early, get up early, stay sober, keep positive, keep friends in my life. They come and visit me. Like, they wanted to see me all the way from Germany, came from Comac to hang out with me, and we've been having great times, great conversations. And of course, we talked about you, and I said, what do you think this is all about? And they're like, man, I never had anything like that. Usually me and my exes, after we break up, we just break up, and that's it. Life goes on. And I don't know what's going to happen with this new girl. I think it's probably over. She left me at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Haven't heard from her for a day. If I ever hear from her again, these are the things that we have to learn as people. You get no guarantees. The people that you date won't stick around. I really did love you. I really did come back with you to have that baby to life with you and take on your 2 children and do whatever it took, including flying twice to San Francisco, all the way from Brazil, and then straight back to get you to stop an abortion. It was horrible, dude. I was crying outside of the fucking hospital. I was dying that I killed my baby. There's my life. There we are. I keep cutting in and out, but I'm in Thailand. I'm on free internet, you know? Some things you gotta get over. Come on, man. Things don't go right in your life. You gotta get over. And that's what we are. We're bridge builders, man. Said the thing is, you know, at the end of the day, I might not have a wife and I might have no kids, but I got my ideas, I got my business, and I just got off the phone with the guy for $600. I woke up this morning to a phone call. He needs 6 banners. Let's make some money. It's money I will need for the Philippines. It's money I earned from my own business, and it's helped me travel the world for almost a year. I'm not a fugitive. I was just in America. I don't get to go every year. Last year, I went to go be with Michelle. We left messages again. Every time I get near a girl, you're like, stay away from them. As if there's not going to be a girl that's going to work out for me. You know, that's not going to get me all argumentative when we're looking at a sunset or a sunrise or the ocean. In San Francisco. Why couldn't you find your happy? Why can't I be around girls that are sober or that are happy, that aren't angry, that are still angry three years after the fact, trying to fucking stop me from living my blessed life, talking about I'm a fugitive, I'm a drifter, I'm a liar, I'm dangerous. Nobody's been touched by me. Nobody's been hurt by me. I've tried other relationships and not one of them have ever been punched. One of them tried kicking me in the balls and I had to put her in a headlock just to get her to stop. That's probably why she killed that baby. You know, these physical altercations during pregnancies have scared me. They scared me to the fucking internally. You know, like I can't get into conflicts with people. I don't get into arguments. I don't raise my voice. I don't do any of that shit. And I sure as hell don't do it anymore. And trying to argue with you or kick you out of my bed because you wanted to talk about your ex and then you said you didn't want to have the baby and then you went off in the fucking I'll never forget in the Uber and you went off with somebody else, a stranger, to go live in Vegas. We couldn't get along. You started crying when I first met you, and then you ended up staying 2 days at the Paris right down the street from me when we could have been talking and figuring things out. We didn't communicate well. To do that for the next 6 months to a year of my life, I could see why it scared you. You barely knew the guy. You met some dude that knew how to talk to women at a festival, fucked him that night, and then you drove him home, fucked him again, and started crying, and he kicked you out. Like, you're imbalanced. I don't know you. Why are you crying at my bed? It scared me. And it scared me that you called me names and started kind of getting abusive like that. Like, I want a girl that's trying to constantly put me down when I did everything I could to build myself up. Everything I could, including getting up early, including staying on my exercise, including finding a friend group so I can talk about these things. And my friends talked to me, and my besties called me, and I said, "Look at this shit." And they're like, "This bitch is psycho." I'm like, "Get over it, bro. Get over it. I can't deal with this shit. You know, I can, and I will." And my friends just simply say, "Get over it, bro. Don't let these girls bring you down. Don't let them fucking take you to the drama level. You haven't talked to her in fucking years. It makes no fucking sense. She kills your baby, and now she's trying to fucking still. She's in a relationship. I don't know if she ever got laid. Did she let them know how dangerous her uterus is? She told me when we first hooked up, wear a condom because I'm very fertile. And I'm like, so am I. We both, the seventh, he would have been 3, 4 years old by now. He had friends. I had friends that also that had babies. He would, yeah, without a father, without guidance. Yeah, without a father, without guidance, without my cousin being alive, without taking him on fishing trips or taking them to prom or being at their wedding day. All that got stolen from him, you know? And I got to get over it. You know, no one's going to come help me for my cousin's death. I was at the bar hollering at some German girl. And she's like, "Go ahead, stare at your phone." I just was staring at my phone. I got the message and I just handed it to her. And she didn't even understand what was happening. The next day I explained, and she said, "Oh, I don't remember." There it was. I found out my closest cousin just got murdered, and she don't even give a fuck. So some of these girls, they don't know, they don't care. They don't care still trying to hurt me. They don't care that they hurt my mother. They don't care that I stopped talking to my father. They don't care. I'm years old, going on 40 years old, going on 46. I'm running out of runway, bro. There's a father. Have children and procreate. You know, that's what we do on this planet. I want to have my own kids that look like me and would look beautiful like you. You've been and have so many had to be and here's some couples right now. They're running. Look at them. She's like, "I'm ahead of you, bro. Where are you?" He's on his phone. But that takes a certain type of person. A girl that's already fit and wants to get up in the morning at 7 a.m. and go for a jog, That's not everybody, you know what I mean? Some people want to fucking stay slept in and drinking, sleeping away their mornings, So I made a lot of choices that were for the positive. I kept pushing and used my pain as fuel. And I suggest you do it too, It's not that it was comfortable. Trust me, I've been homeless, sleeping on my mom's couch. My mom's kicking my shit out. The roommate that I put $1,000 down on, 10 days later, kicking my shit out. And that's when I went traveling. And that's when my buddy Nick picked me up, and we were there again. And he's helped me out again with my rent, 10,000 bahts, like 300 US dollars. He's a multimillionaire, dude, and I'm grateful. I would have never met him if I don't come here, and I would have never met the German guys if I didn't come here. And they bought my ticket to Vietnam, emergency style. When my ticket didn't go through, I had to get an emergency ticket to Vietnam because I lost my flight because of how long the paperwork took to get me banned from the country. I'm not a fugitive. I overstayed 103 days. And I'm not a fugitive in my own country. I was just there. When I fly in, I got no problems. When I get pulled over, they're like, "You got an old warrant out of Henderson, and it's an old traffic ticket, and we don't even have time to arrest you." They don't even want to come get you. Last time I was in jail, I was like, "Come get me for the Henderson ticket." They're not coming to get you. Okay. Spent 3 weeks for 3 different charges. Witted for the mushrooms and the weed that I had on me and my bad registration. Case dismissed, go to city jail. Went from CCDC to city in about 2-3 days. Had to stay in city a while, get the time off. They were like, "I never seen this charge before." The other one got dismissed, starting a business without business license. Then they extradited me or transferred me over to Pahrump for the old ticket for registration again, going up to Tonopah. And they let me out 2-3 days later, in the middle of the night, in the middle of the desert, in the middle of Pahrump. And I still had to buy my own way back, pay like an $83 fucking Uber to get back home. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy, bro. Like, I've done all of this. Federally arrested off of an airplane because of my registration again on my truck. And I was parked at Red Rock, and the guy walked up and he was like, "License and registration." And I'm looking around like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Is someone hurt? I'm going on a hike." And they gave me a $300 ticket. And that ticket took me to get federally arrested off of an airplane coming back from Peru after I've been on top of Machu Picchu. I'm going back into my own land of the free, and you think I'm a fugitive? And that already happened. So I have nothing hanging over. All my shit's been past at least 7-8 years old. All those warrants I let go. So it could do statute of limitations. I thought it was ridiculous that I've been to jail twice for this shit, and they let me go, and they're still trying to hunt me down for some shit, and I'm just over it, bro. I'm over the American system, and I can arrest you at any minute and change the trajectory of your life, or come into your shop and harass you and push you up against the wall and tell your mom to sit down like a dog. I'm sure you would have. That was way before you, Metzley. Like, I went through some shit, dude. I've been through some shit to grind to have a business that would actually actually work where people are calling me and I could talk to a guy named Spencer and save his day and make all of these things and, do these things and fix these topics, I'm in here waking up and making these phone calls, and because of that, I'm getting paid, and then make $600, and then get to go get laid and sit in the shade and play some more frisbee and keep healing myself and get my mind right and getting around people that are thinking positive and aren't talking about drama and don't have ex problems and don't have money problems and don't have life problems. They're all highly successful people that stay healthy and worry about plastics being in their mouth or fluoride or all sorts of shit. That's getting over it. That's building the bridge, keeping a good circle of influence. I worked really hard at it. And my friend says, "You got really nice friends." I said, "I worked really hard at it. I worked on my vibe and I changed my top five." And now my friends are Google executives and business owners from Germany. And they're all both multimillionaires, like, and I'm grateful that my friends own bungalows and show me the way. And being at Thomas connect. There you go. There you go. Stay on my live here, And he said, let's sell the home. He sold his home in Germany, found the property, went looking for like 2 months straight, kind of went up the hill, went over and got the goosebumps, saw the tree, saw the view, and said, this is the place, this is the place where I'm going to build my dream. And that's what you have to do. You have to build your dream, the good and the bad. It's part of the secret recipe is you keep baking, every day. What are you going to bake today? What's new going to come from you? And that's what you got to do. It's not just me. I'm not the only one that's had abortion. There's plenty of hollow men like me. And when we sat around, the old lady sat next to us that one night and started talking about her losing a baby. And she was so sad. She was kind of older too and thinks she can still have kids. She was very positive about it, but she didn't want to talk about it because this a sad subject. But I said, thank you for being brave. It's happened to me, losing babies, and I fix and talk in new relationships and say, hey, this has happened to me, and I tell my truth, having two women pregnant at the same time. I don't hide from my light, my darkness too. I keep it real, and that's what we got to do. Keep it real. Build. Okay, there it is live. What's up, brother? Yep. And I got disconnected, but I'm back downstairs. Basically, I just wanted to say, stay away from people that talk in a negative way, that talk about other people, and they got nothing better to do but to talk about other people and bullshit motherfuckers and talk about bullshit. Me and my friends, we talk about esoteric shit, religious shit, political shit, ideologies and all sorts of things. So, I'm on a healthy diet of good friends right now. Some of them are leaving soon. It sucks. But it's true. People don't stay forever. And that's just part of the island. Eventually, you have to leave paradise. I will have to get back to reality and get back to Vegas and find a place to stay and something to do with my stuff and get it out of my mom's apartment and hopefully buy a house, even though it's fucking extremely hard and $500,000 and I destroyed my own credit. And I do have debts, but I do plan on making a mountain of money and my ideas being successful. And I did the math. If all my websites make like 10 grand a month and I got 100 websites, that's $1 million a month. And I only owe about 100 grand. So I'm not that much in debt and no college debt. I pay for my own self through college. And I built this business with my own hard work and mental capacity, and it's working. So I'm making money overseas. I'm looking at mountains in the morning, and I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful that there are a lot of beautiful women that come to this island, and I'm handsome, and I'm thankful that my mom gave me these teeth. And I can talk to women, and I'm brave enough and fit enough, and then they respond to me, and it's been amazing sex. So you can be mad at me all you want, but I highly suggest you get over it. If there's no help with you in the comments to a video, my girl doesn't even watch, and yeah, sure, Michelle might have watched, and maybe you might have scared one away, or maybe you might scare them all away. I don't give a shit, but one day I will have someone that I love, and it doesn't matter what your comments are. or your personal opinions, or you still being angry at all. I know you want to pet me and paint me in a negative light, but that's your what do you call it? That's your not narration. What do they call that? That's your version of the truth. And if it helps you feel better about killing a baby, our baby, a child, an innocent child, because we couldn't get along, I don't think the universe will ever forgive us. I don't think the universe will ever forgive you. You know, you made the worst decision is to end life when everything is about life. The new girl with I'm with is like life finds a way. And that's the kind of girl I want to be with, where it's like if it happens again, it would be awesome. And then I hope it does happen again. And I hope it happens with us. Shit, we got along fantastic for the last 2 weeks, except for this last incident. And you know, no one's perfect, and I'm certain there, you know, that there's prettier girls or sober girls or girls that will love me for me. I'm certain of it, and even with all my you know, past and you know, shortcomings, you know, still love me without trying to fucking hurt me. And that's what I want to be about. I want to be around people that are trying to help me and heal me and be friends with me, like my day one. And I could call him, and he was just like, "Man, get over that shit, bro." He was like, just get over it, get past it, don't entertain it, don't let it live in your head, don't let it live in your mind for 1 second. Just go be free, and keep living your blessed life like you've been doing. I'm proud of you. And I said, hey man, I owe you like $100, and I'm get back, bro. I just want you to get back safe. And he's like, day one's first, my guy. And he flashes my logo, the tattoo, an idea that I had, a logo that he tattooed on his hand, has to pick up his baby every time. It's in every photo. And he's like, that's what a day one looks like. So no more excuses. Get over it. I got a lifetime tattoo. Why don't you? You know, and I chickened out on getting the tattoo on my hand. And because then it was like, I was going to get mostly Saints on my neck and Saints brand on my back. And the tag, you know, my there's just like 8 different logos almost immediately before I even got the first one. So I saw how addictive it was. I was like, I'll just get one, and the next thing I know, I was about to get 8 or at least 5, you know. So anyway, that's my morning motivation. Is to build a bridge and get over it. You're gonna have to be more occupied on the construction of the bridge and the construction of you, than sitting in the feelings and the angst. It's almost like gluttony. You can just sit in the feelings, just wallow at them all the time, and just sit there and just be like, I want to be dramatic. I want to be depressed. I want to feel sad. You know, these things make me feel closer to that person. If I'm more sad for more longer, then this will all be okay. And unfortunately, it doesn't make the situation any better. You know, it's like worrying doesn't change the outcome. So you can be gluttonous to all of the emotions that you want and just fill your nose and head full of all this stuff. But unless you turn it into action, into some kind of motion, and motion creates motion. Motion creates, yeah, what did it say? Motion creates emotion. Yeah, motion creates emotion. So getting yourself in a different motion, and you start creating these different emotions, then you're driving yourself to production. Then you're actually driving yourself away from insanity and getting something done versus dwelling and not doing. So, you know, somebody doing, even if they're half intelligent, is better than the most intelligent motherfucker not doing. And I saw something like that the other day. So that's this morning's motivation. I think we got cat on the hot tip roof up here. I'm actually quite sure of it. I can hear it, but I lost connection. So that's this morning's motivation. If you got anything out of it, you already know. Like, share, and subscribe below. And as always, peace and love. And Chigaton, that means goodbye, but not forever, in Finnish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. But the other side of your fear, the other side of your excuses, and the other side of the world, because that's where I'll be. Peace. Russians. Let's Let's go, Paradise.